There we go.
The right to ratification.
What?
Basically, it means if you have someone who requests freedom of information or would like to see their data, make sure you call them a twat to the people you need to in a meeting and not on an email.
Rights related to automated decision-making and profiling. Interesting stuff.
I think I'm in the wrong place.
Good evening, everybody.
I had to do one of these courses when I got a proper job at the start of the year. There was nothing like anything like this in Parliament.
You guys should be doing bloody courses in there, Sam. I tell you,
they should be.
Why is that?
What do you mean? You? I mean they. Sorry, they. I'm not in there anymore. They
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we get it. Bloody hell. He's gone, hasn't he? Why has he gone all tinny? Why have you gone? Oh, I've offended Sam. He's gone.
He goes on about losing a lot, doesn't he? I mean, we never raise it.
No. Hi, Martin. We'll say hello. Saying hello to everybody. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Is he back now? No, he's still paused. Yeah. I don't know. What do you say to these people? Here we go. There we go. He's back.
Is that better?
Right. So,
in the first place, because you were fine before we started, then you just went and came back.
Yeah. Me and Bruce didn't watch the game, so this could be a really entertaining pod.
You weren't at. Oh no, I was going to say you weren't at Fulham again, but they weren't playing this week, were they?
No, I went to the Friends experience in London instead.
Oh, friend.
Yeah.
I don't think they use that bit. I think that's in between us.
Oh, okay.
I got to sit on the sofa and I got to write up the Mariners on the board, which, you know, kids of the 90s will like. Or not.
MJ Jackson, Bruce hasn't frozen. He just doesn't move.
Yeah, no, that he's quite. He was the 1998 statues champion.
What were you doing? What were you doing in Holland, Bruce?
He said that without moving his lips, didn't he?
I was taken for my upcoming birthday.
60
by the family
to get a prostitute,
and it clashed with a home game and Maisie's semi-final. But I was delighted to go. It was a good weekend actually. Quite knackering. I'm quite tired.
Sam doesn't look like he's enjoying this story very much, does he? Look at him.
You mean he asked me for the sake of it?
What does he do? What does he do? Why does he wait? And he was fine before he came on, and then he disappears, and then he comes back, and he sounds like he is, asking for someone to join the checkouts at Morrison's.
Do you know what
and
it
then
reminds me of?
He's pausing.
It reminds me of somebody, saying, "Oh, don't press that button or don't touch that," and the first thing I do is, "Oh, I'll press that then." Like, you're fine, don't do anything, Sam. Oh, I'll just restart my computer and update it.
I didn't do that.
It was good. It was good, thanks, Sam. I won't go into any more detail, but it was good, thank you.
I enjoyed the story, Bruce.
We've got. Did you go to Anne Frank's house? Keeping it light.
No, we really just we got dropped off about 11, and we were getting picked up at 5, and I didn't want to make plans. Some of the family had like itineraries and stuff, mentioning no names, but we weren't like that. We just wondered about. I got a proposition by a prostitute in front of my 2 sisters and my wife, which they thought was hilarious. But it's all changed a bit. It's all changed a bit since the last time I went. The quality of the merchandise on offer used to sort of deteriorate as the day went on.
He's talking about
get better as the day went on.
Are you sure you were discussing this on record, Bruce? Or...
I haven't done anything. I didn't do anything, and I haven't done anything.
Officer.
But anyway, I believe that I saw somewhere that the current mayor of Amsterdam is trying to sort of clean up its reputation on drugs and prostitution. So I'm sure it won't be long before. I'm sure it won't be long before it looks like Scunthorpe.
Won't they be lucky? Well, I'm glad you went, Bruce, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you looked scouting for any sort of young, talented footballers to join us.
I tell you what. Have any of you been to Amsterdam lately?
No, not
I've never
lately.
been. Never been.
Right.
Oh, God,
The
Sam on a trip to Amsterdam. Hang on, think of that for a moment. Let's take Sam on an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I would enjoy that. I would
Yeah,
enjoy that.
Could you imagine Sam stoned out of his face? I quite like Tony Blair, actually.
And then he just starts giggling. He just starts giggling uncontrollably.
Yeah.
No, the footpaths are absolute carnage, right? They even warned us before we got off the bus. So there's like these sort of light reddy coloured sort of footpaths, and they're cycle paths. There are pedestrians on them, and there are these funny little cars that are like you know how the mobility scooter things are getting more and more like just sort of cars.
Elaborate.
They drive them down the middle of the road, don't they? They think that they're actually a road vehicle. Well, there's things like that.
Some of them got number plates. Some of them got number plates.
It's just carnage, absolute carnage. How one of us didn't get flattened by a bike and it's so flat. They all bomb about and it's mental. But yeah, it was a good trip, thank you. And
compared to the mountainous region of Lincolnshire that you're from.
My next, I've got Donny away next Saturday with the lads. That's football. That's not football related because town play on Friday. Then the week after, we're taking Maisie's football team to Butlins, and the week after that is my football 50th celebrations at Harrogate. What a time to be alive.
I'm coming to Harrogate, Bruce. So
I know you are, mate. I know you are.
Is Sam frozen for everybody else?
Or Sam, can you wave?
Yeah, and then now he's moved. Now he looks like a picture of like a 18th century Russian Tsar.
No, he looks like Keir Starmer.
You can turn off my camera. You can hear me. So I'll just use this as a
Sam, can you mute yourself? Good lad. And then
and that's it.
Was that nothing to do with the technical problems?
No.
Nothing else. Just mute yourself.
So that was a technical thing. That was just bullying, was it?
No, if you can mute yourself when you're not talking, and then when you unmute, I'll know you want to come in because we can't see your face. That'd be amazing. You haven't learned it yet, so I don't know why I'd expect you to do it today. But
I mean, I want you to do the camera on it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, leave it on for the time being. It's a lot of fun. Sam's frozen face is freaking me out, says Andrew. No, Sam. Oh, there we go.
Is that cheat? Is that cheating?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what you've done.
So where do you live? Your Wi-Fi is terrible, and it has been for you. You live in like South London, don't you?
I live in Battersea. I think so. And I even a few weeks ago when we had the.
I was getting nervous that he's going to dox himself.
When the sort of contract was up for renewal, I paid for the upgrade to get better speed because I was conscious of this. I'm ringing up to have my money back tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you should be. Why don't you just get a cable and connect it to the Wi-Fi router?
Because routers in the living room, and it would be a bit unfair to make my flatmate not spend my flatmate who's off to campaign for the other side tomorrow on the short campaign on his last evening kicking out the living room. Disqualify Sam from the podcast like the FIA did to Hamilton today. Great, just remind me, please. Thank you.
Sam, why just plug in a cable into the Wi-Fi to stop your housemate from doing anything?
Because the Wi-Fi router's through there, so
So a cable prevents him from doing anything else. He's so offended by a cable in the room.
Because I'd be doing the podcast in front of him.
It's a blue one.
Be very
get a long cable.
Put it through the wall.
Yeah, get a long cable.
I've got a long cable to connect this.
You've got doors, haven't you?
Yeah, just slide it under the door.
Hang about. Are you using your neighbour's Wi-Fi and you're just saying housemate? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah, housemate next door. Yeah.
My housemate who lives in the flat next door and pays for it.
We got, well, do you know what? We got a lot to talk about this week because the club decided it wanted to go back to 2020. So we can talk about kiosk gate or food gate or whatever you want to call it. Sam, mute yourself so I can tell when you want to talk.
I brought me orange.
Mike's brought his orange in. Sam's got Percy Pigs. We can all talk about that. I'm sure Bruce is excited because as the Twitter sphere was going off on one in the town space, Bruce was just sending us pictures of a half-empty dance floor on a P&O ferry heading to Amsterdam.
there were more messages on the WhatsApp group that we have for the podcast. There were people on there that I had forgotten that were actually still involved with the podcast. Well,
sorry, mate.
There was 131 messages at one point, and it was all you lot talking about food. We win fucking 7 games on the spin, and I don't hear from the people that chirps up when they're moaning. Not happy. If you're going to talk about that and a game that I didn't see, it's going to be a long hour for me.
You can tell he's hangry, can't you? Didn't get his Twix.
You don't get your Haribo, Bruce. Is that what it is?
No Haribos. I like Sam is selling Percy Pigs as well now on his frozen camera. We'll also talk about Scunny as well if you want, Bruce. That'll entertain you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then of course, it's my new game.
It's good to get these parameters before we start, so you know what we can and can't talk about.
Well, I'm getting to that age now, where you're old and you just say what you think. You don't give a fuck about anybody or what anyone. Like when your grandma, you'd be walking down the street with your grandma when you was younger, and she'd sort of say, "Oh, look at that fat," So there'll be, and you're like, "Oh my god, you can't say that." That's gonna be me. I'll be the podcast elder. That'll be me.
We'll call you granddad now then.
Yeah. It's as controversial as Mike saying that Jordan Wright's kicking is poor. And then
don't start.
I tell you what, that has helped. It's ramped up the club's social media interactions.
It bloody has, hasn't it?
Oh, don't start. It's a completely fuck off.
He's lost it. He's lost his.
It's an uncontroversial thing to say, and lots of people have that opinion. So bore off the pair of you.
Just listen. If I'd done this,
we shit Wi-Fi.
If I'd done this and then started going on about it, and then the club started tweeting about it, the grief I would have got would have been next level. So I'm just being even-handed.
I'm not the only person to criticise his kicking. What are you going on about?
Well, this sounds like it's going to be fun, doesn't it?
Oh, I hate a lot.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life running there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got penalty here. There'll be fish flying about there. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! A really, really good job. You can't make it straight like that.
Everybody, as the Mariners tumble through the door of playoff glory, you join us as Town beat Newport County, the mighty Newport County, by a 1-0. It should have been a hammering, but as all is the sort of the story of the season. Town not necessarily taking their chances at times. We've got Mike and Sam who were there, me and Bruce who weren't. We'll talk about Kiosk Gate. We'll talk about Scunny deciding to give everyone a go. So hopefully our 80 quid will, allow us to pick the starting 11 at least once. And we'll talk about what is on your mind. Are you already looking at booking a room for hotels at Wembley? Or are you already thinking about automatic glory? We're not too far away from it. Colchester coming up. We'll try and do a preview if we can find a Colchester fan interesting enough to talk to. And we will also look ahead to what might be coming next season. Mike, Sam, Town 1, Newport 0. Who wants to have a go? Bruce, you want Bruce to have a go, Mike? Bruce.
I was going to say Sam while I just finished this that I'm trying to multitask and do.
So Mike is doing a training course while he's on, and he's just doing it so that he can say on the training course that Mike has spent an hour on a particular slide project. Sam, Town 1, Newport County 0. My brother who was there said Doug Tharm was a god and immense, so Mike might listen. He was very, he's not a Town fan, and he was very pleased with how they went, and he said it could have been an absolute hammering. Are Town wasting their opportunities to get into positive goal difference glory?
Certainly. I mean, I think if we'd won 4-0 yesterday, I don't think it would have been unreflective of the balance of play. Barrington and Green, particularly in the first half, have spurned glorious opportunities, as has Ev. When it was 1-0 at that point, it's a free header that he's ghosted in for, which he's got to score. So other than the goal, that's three or four, like, genuinely. We sometimes overplay what a really good chance. That was a genuine, like, 3 or 4 genuinely brilliant ones yesterday. Maybe sort of, I don't know, Newport maybe weren't on the beach, but they were certainly on their way to the beach, I thought, given they were 16th and on 48 points or something. They're going absolutely nowhere. Their season's basically finished at the end of February. I thought Tharn played well. I thought McEachran, irrespective of his massively deflected goal, was customarily outstanding. He is the best midfielder I've ever seen play for Grimsby Town, bar none. I thought Rose played well in a very Rose-type way. I thought Barrington had his best game for us, which, having derided him in various WhatsApp chats before the game, I'm sure he'll have a go back at me for. We are now sort of like on the back of. I thought it was an important one yesterday because on the back of Salford and Notts, there was I think then if he'd lost yesterday, 3 home defeats on the spin, there was a risk the season might start fizzling out. But all of a sudden now we've got 2 like genuine playoff 6-pointers coming up. Massive game on Friday night to see if we can break the hoodoo. But no, it's just very exciting. I was saying something today.
What hoodoo? What hoodoo?
We've beaten the Cowleys once in like 14 attempts or something daft, haven't we?
The one Sam's invented.
Oh, when we beat him at Braintree and went to the playoff final. Yeah,
absolutely.
The
one that mattered, absolutely. But I was saying this is sort of a unique mentality for this because it's not like when we were in the conference going for the playoffs.
He's young, Gavin.
Going for the playoffs, it was kind of like there was desperation to it, real pressure on us. This feels like exciting. Like if we get in the playoffs, fantastic. If we don't, say Levy, we move on. So yeah, this is kind of it's really fun actually to be a Grimsby Town fan at the moment at this stage of the season because we've wildly outperformed expectations from where we were all in August. Sorry, I've gone on for a very long time now, so I'll let someone else have a go.
We might get crowds of 5,500 soon if we look like we might get promoted.
Bruce, I get moaned at by snowflakes who get their panties in a twist because I have the temerity not to travel a 400-mile round journey to go and watch Town on a Tuesday night. Yeah, well, exactly, because I tell you what, all I heard was excuses from people in Grimsby going, it's shift work, can't get last train home. That's why there's only 4,500. What are the excuses, people at Grimsby? What is the disconnect? Is it because we charge too much? Is it because we don't let you have food to bring in? You're not allowed your Haribos. Is what is keeping people at Grimsby away from the most entertaining team they've had since 2002?
Alex, we don't agree that you wind people up occasionally. On the chance that you do, I think the voice there might have something to do with why you.
That's what they all sound like to me. That's all they sound like. It's a
bit
draw,
of feedback, mate.
Yeah, that's fine. All I hear is excuses. It's just excuse after excuse. How many was there? 5,300, was it? How many were at Scunny? 8,000? What is the disconnect? What's happening?
That was a mental crowd. I mean, I know it was only a £5, but we did bring a friend which is a £5, didn't we? A couple of games ago.
Andrew throws the gauntlet out there saying, I missed a couple of games for cancer treatment. Is that okay? Not really, Andrew. It's quite easy to
yes,
put your cancer treatment, reschedule it around it. As a man of the chemo, you can just schedule it around it. It's fine. If you want to throw that gauntlet down, I'm fine. I still went. I still watched us get relegated. Anybody else?
Just to clarify, that is Alex's view.
I'll take your all on.
Yeah, that is Alex's view. I want to distance myself very profoundly from those comments.
We're going to need to publish this on the bottom of the pods and on Twitter and everything. Thoughts here are not necessarily the thoughts of everybody else.
All I'm thinking is if you're midway through chemo, I could probably take you. So that's what I'm saying.
Mike, bring us back.
Bloody hell.
I thought it was a really good game yesterday. One of the most one-sided 1-0s I've seen in a long time. Yeah, and you know, Sam sort of covered it all, and I don't think it's earth-shattering to say we looked better for the rest and looked better to have a few players that have had some time off the pitch for a week. We dominated that game from start to finish, I thought. I don't think Newport offered anything really, whether they know they're safe and they're not really cracking on too much. But yeah, I thought McEachran was outstanding. I think Warren has been fantastic coming into the side. And I think as a left-sided centre-back / a left-back, because that's sort of how we play, I think he's been outstanding since he's come back. And as you said, Doug Darm heading absolutely everything. So we've had a bad week before then. But as I said last week, everything with this team at the minute tells me that when they get knocked or they get in a bit of bad form, they will always come again. And I've every confidence that if they lose a couple of games, they'll win a couple of games. You know, I think I said yesterday, you know, we've got injuries. So what? We're playing a lot of games. Never mind. You know, shit pitch. We don't care. You know, they'll just crack on with it. So, yeah, really positive. Getting into that playoff place is good. And I think we've got 2 absolutely massive games coming up. Colchester away and Crewe. I think if we come out of there with 6 points, you know, touch wood, cross fingers and everything. But I think we're having a really different conversation if we've got, come Tuesday night next week, we've got 6 more points on the board. I think we'll be in a really strong position.
You're in the situation if we win the next 2 where we've got to balls it up, haven't you, to not at least get in the playoffs. Whereas at the moment it's only 1 point. I mean, that's nothing, is it? Even with 8 games to go.
Don't get me wrong, Sam. We're perfectly capable of ballsing it up. We are Grimsby Town still.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, the problem is.
Sorry, Alex.
That's all right. The problem is at the moment, you look at our fixtures. Out of the 8 we've got remaining, 5 of those 8 teams have got something to play for. It's that silly season now where you're looking at Swindon and Milton Keynes that we're playing, where you go, actually, they're done. Their seasons are finished. They've got nothing to worry about. Can we get something for them? And who else would there be? I was just having a look. Who else? Harrogate as well. Yeah. The rest of them have got stuff to play for. I think that might be where we might stumble. But
got Morecambe as well, haven't we? We've got Morecambe, Wimbledon. Hopefully on Wimbledon, last game of the season, maybe everything's decided by then. You know, for them, if they've got an automatic place. It doesn't always happen like that, does it? But I'm definitely looking at that and thinking there's a very good path to a promotion place. The only worry I have is the same worry I had last week, which is the striking options. God forbid, but if something happens to Danny Rose, then let's shove Kieran Green up front and see what happens. That'll be interesting. But it's good to see Davis back. And I think I was listening to David Artell yesterday and he was asked by Matt Dean about injuries. And he started off really positive about getting players back. And then I think he caught up with himself and said no. Because I don't think he likes to say people are coming back until they are back. So he started off by answering yes and then answered no at the end.
Is Ibikra out for the rest of the season?
That seems to be the rumour going around, doesn't it? And I think that somebody was saying that Gardner and Vernon might be back quite quickly, actually, which would be a shock with Vernon, to be totally honest with you, I think.
And is Donovan Wilson, is he alive? Been seen anywhere?
I think he's just dramatic. He's just massively out of favour, isn't he? Did you not think that's as much as anything?
No, he'd be on the bench. If he was fit, he'd be on the bench just for numbers, Sam.
And also, he did all right when he came on a few weeks ago, didn't he? He came on for 15 minutes at the end, and we could sort of knock the ball in behind and give them else something to think about.
If he was fit and he's out of contract in the summer, then I'd want him up there. You know, go and get a deal with somebody. You know, last 5-6 games of the season, go grab yourself a couple of goals like he did last year, game after game. So he's definitely injured. I mean, good news that Gardner might be back, but, you know, Gardner's a young lad that's barely played, and we're thinking, well, at least we'll get one of them back, and that's how bad it is at the minute. That's not an excuse. So just, as I said earlier, they'll just crack on and do it another way. You know, if we don't have any players, they'll sit back away from home, hit people on the break, and get a 1-0 like we did at Gillingham. They can do that sort of thing. So it doesn't bother me too much. I'm just starting to wonder, is it going to catch up to us at some stage?
It's not just an injury to Rose, though, is it? Rose plays a very intense, energetic game, and we can't even take him off within games. He's going to basically conk out if we carry on running him into the ground. It's not like, so Harvey Rogers plays every minute of every game as well, doesn't he? But he plays at the centre half, and it's a lot less physically demanding. Rose is at the...
He's got too excited. He's paused his computer.
Just until he comes back. Speaking about Rose, my mate Steve told me something interesting he saw from the Low Smiths. He went and got Glennon's drink, shouted him, and poured it all over the floor and emptied it.
Well, that's what we got here. Ruthie said, "Did anyone see Danny Rose emptying Glennon's water bottle, kick it away in the front lower?" Andrew now says, "Good job. I've got a sense of humour." Don't worry, Andrew. There's plenty of people that don't. Sam's ready. Can't unmute guests because they chose to mute themselves. Here he is. He's back, coming back like a faltering Robin Reliant. All in all, it sounded quite positive, though. From what I could see from the highlights, we had quite a few opportunities. Bit of a shame that nobody really took what they were meant to and took the opportunities. There's quite some pretty good ones. Green should have buried his. Should have had a pen as well, according to feedback I got, with Danny Rose getting absolutely clattered. I don't know if any of you saw that.
I can't remember that.
Bruce?
It said I was watching it on Flash Score on Claire's phone because my phone didn't. I hadn't paid the £2 or whatever it was. Did we hit the post in the first half or the bar?
We hit the crossbar. Svan Sauson put a cross in from the byline, and it was one of those where it didn't drop; it just landed on the top of the crossbar and carried on. It wasn't.
He said
one of those crosses that sort of just floats a little bit and skims the top of the bar.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
But I would say, for as much crap as I gave him last week, and I think it's been deserved from some of his performances with the ball at feet. I think Wright was very good as well. Couple of nice little bits when he hadn't been called upon very often.
Have we got some humble pie music somewhere?
Hey, I'm quite happy to eat it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, because it means they're doing well. But his kicking was good as well, and that's nice. Because what I didn't like when I was up there last week was when his kicking was bad, all the moaning and groaning when he was doing it, because that doesn't help anybody that's out of confidence. So it's fair enough to give him criticism last week, and I think it's fair enough to give him a bit of a big up this week.
But you just said it doesn't help. And you were doing it.
No, in the ground. I've no problem with people expressing an opinion after the game, but if he's taking a free kick and he misses it in the 12th minute and it goes out of play, then fucking.
So when he's listening to the podcast on his way into work after a relaxing
nobody
weekend,
listens to this shit.
Then that's okay then.
Well, that's because he's chosen to do it. If anybody's listening to this, it's because they've chosen to do it. Yeah, if you're in the game, I think we shouldn't be putting pressure on people like that, because he's not wanting to hit it out of play. So I don't like it at the game. Say what you want after, because people have chosen to find my opinion. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever booed at a town game. I don't think I've ever booed.
I'm not having that. You telling me in 2009, 2010, you didn't boo them once?
Honestly, no.
I booed them as they came out.
I've said before, I leave games early. That's how I take out if I'm really pissed off. I've left a lot of games early. I missed a goal a few weeks ago because I can't stand watching the away end celebrating at the end when Town have been crap or they've lost. So I've missed goals.
Why do you sit so close to it then? You can't get any closer with your seats, can you?
Well, that's why I leave, because I'm not there at the end. Not there.
I can imagine you flapping your hand up saying thank you for coming.
Oh, it used to be worse in the conference though. When I'd rather see Wolves 2,300 celebrating the Osmond than the Braintree 12 doing the conga around the Osmond. It just used to it used to be sickening. I'll tell you, absolutely sickening.
Yeah, there was what I remember particularly. There was one afternoon when Southport won on a Tuesday night. Richard Brody scored the winner. I think there were 10 people came from Southport, and I can remember the way in went. They all. You could basically point them out, and I remember it very clearly. Feeling, good God, this is how far we've fallen, and that was me. And I was only sort of 11 or 12 back then.
There we go.
I don't think you were ever 11 or 12, Sam.
You were born 52.
I think you were born. I think you're like Luke Littler. I think you were born at 18.
Oh, excuse me, I'm nothing bloody like Luke Littler.
He's not successful, Bruce. He's not successful like Luke Littler. He's not universally liked either.
I tell you what, when Sam was born, he probably came out going, "Mother, father, lovely to meet you. Has anybody got any Gilbert and Sullivan to listen to?"
No, he handed them a leaflet.
Can I just vote Conservative?
Yeah. I do apologise, Mother. My tie seemed to get snagged as I came into this ablution.
Any of my employees I'm no longer affiliated. Please stop this.
Sam, no one cares. There we go. Bruce looks upset. I asked. Go on then.
I just got to know because I didn't know you was taking it the other direction. One thing I was surprised about was, especially given the amount of games they've played, the heaviness of the pitch, is how long it took to make any substitutions yesterday. Now, I know we've said in the past sometimes that just does the game changes and you want people that are up to speed, but I thought definitely in that midfield, Corey, McEachran and Green, they all looked out on their legs, and that was starting to worry me a little bit, was the sort of last 10 minutes from 80 minutes onwards that they were starting to win the ball back in that midfield area and sort of stretch us a little bit, which we didn't need to do.
That's a reflection of the alternatives as much as anything, though, isn't it? I mean, I know we had, is it Ainley and Luca on the bench, but both of them are a bit lightweight.
And Thompson, didn't we?
You've got Thompson and Davis. I think you've got plenty there. You know, there's some of them I wouldn't think, right, that's the starting 11 and they're going to win you a game, but they wouldn't embarrass themselves. You know, Thompson would break a game up quite well. As he did actually towards the end. He broke yeah.
And what we did ask on social media was who's the sort of players that have impressed you in the last sort of 10 games or so, sort of towards the end of that run and going through it. Warren came out quite well. How did he perform yesterday? Tyler Warren seems to have been a really important piece in the last few games to keep us going. And given all the effort we made to try and get into the playoffs, it does feel kind of funny yesterday to just almost fall into them after 2 games defeated. How did Warren play and likes of Rodgers and stuff?
I thought Warren, given he was playing on the left of a back three and he is outrageously right-footed, I thought he did very, very well. He's also ironic given he's called Warren and therefore I named him Bunny. He's got a really good spring on him. So he's actually kind of negates our, we've talked a lot on the podcast, haven't we, about the lack of height in the side. He certainly brings aerial threat. He nearly scored yesterday as well, had a corner that went just past the post. I thought, apart from McEachran, I thought he was as good as anybody yesterday. And he's also got like telescopic legs, so he can get his legs wrapped round forwards quite effectively. So I really liked him, and I'll let Mike answer the second question.
I like Warren. He struggled earlier in the season. He was the front post man quite a lot, wasn't he? That used to miss the headers when we were conceding all the set plays, and they've sorted that out. And he did have a problem when he was playing as a right back, stopping the cross. But since he's come back into the team with the injuries to McJanet and others, he's absolutely equipped himself really, really well. And just on a personal level, I will say that when I was up there earlier in the season, I took my lad to the main stand to he wanted to meet some players and get some autographs and stuff. And I would say you tell a lot from how a player acts.
Yeah.
And he was just absolutely great with my lad. You know, came over, had a good chat with him, and engaged. And you know, doesn't take much. It doesn't judge him as a footballer, but that's why I like him. He just seems like a decent bloke as well. So it's good to see him doing really well. And I would say, as Sam said earlier, without finishing the chances he probably should have, I think Barrington did really well at stretching the game and sort of setting a tone. Chasing things down, and I think probably did a lot of Danny Rose's running yesterday actually as well. So I was impressed with him. But Warren, absolutely, last couple of games been fantastic.
Good stuff. Glad to hear it. I'm really. It doesn't feel that real. Who's going to Colchester on Friday night?
Depends if you're picking me up.
Bruce, you come in?
Oh, he moved on, didn't he? He's been silent on it for a week as well.
All day.
I've got to. I'm out on an all day on Saturday.
Yeah, that's fine. You can start on Friday.
Start on Friday.
What's your excuse for Friday?
Yeah, you know.
I'm going to go to Crewe. I'm going to go to
Is it
Crewe,
shift work?
Is it shift work?
Oh, she's diverted to Crewe. Would we be able to put in a group now about how far is Colchester from Grimsby? Who'll do that?
Oh, yeah, Bruce said it, wasn't it? Oh.
What about Crewe then? Crewe must be fairly central between you two Southerners and me.
I don't think it is, because we had this conversation when we talked about Walsall and we found out Walsall was close to Cleethorpes.
Yeah, 2 miles wasn't it when that went between you and me?
I don't want to sound like Dom Toretto, but it doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Bruce, I'm going to Colchester and Crewe. I've taken a day off work to go to Crewe. So
I'll have to have a look at Crewe, see if it's doable.
It's an hour and 40 minutes on the train from Euston.
I'll be honest. I'm doing Colchester.
I think you need to you open your mind a little bit, Alex, to it, because I'm not taking the piss. right? Because, like you say,
Take the piss.
you look at Colchester from where you are, and you've
Oh,
got to go all the
Colchester's
way round the M25 to get there, and you could probably nearly be up at Manchester by the time you've done that.
Someone knows about the Wilson.
He's
Someone knows about the Wilson.
Because it's below Birmingham. It's seen as southern, but you're travelling quite a long way east.
He's got to go Friday because he's got the keys for London.
That's an old reference.
Claire's auntie might be having to give up the keys for London.
I'll be honest, Bruce. I'm going to Colchester Friday night. I do not think I can swing with my wife 2 away games in a week with a little lad.
Oh, don't start lobbing your missus in. What's the last 4 years been an excuse?
Hey, I was there last week.
Bruce,
We've seen them all this week, Bruce. Shift work. Jupiter's in retrograde. There isn't a bus coming back from Blundell Park.
Bruce, are we having some more?
Mike won't take his little lad when he'd probably get him for free.
He's like 3 weeks old.
Bruce, are we going to have some more peas at Crewe?
Oh, we'll go to the chippy. It'll be tea time, won't it? I might drive to Crewe. I told Maisie I might take her.
Was that the Luminous peas?
Yeah, it was a Luminous
Port Vale
peas.
closer. Port Vale's closer, isn't it?
Port Vale's Easter Monday.
It depends where.
It's further south. Stoke's further south than Crewe.
Yeah, so it's closer.
The train stops at Stoke on Trent. You go from Crewe.
If we're going really well, I can see Easter Monday being one of them ones that all of a sudden everybody makes a last minute decision to go to because public transport's awful. I've looked at trains and stuff, and it's crap. You're gonna have to make your own way there if you want. Under your own steam if you want to go to Crewe.
Well done. It's 3 hours to Crewe. Oh, I'm not sure about that one, mate. 3 hours it's 3 hours to Port Vale, and how far is it to Crewe?
Are Fulham back on Saturday, or is it still international break?
I've only been twice this year.
They're in the FA Cup. They're in the FA Cup quarter final, Bruce. Their biggest game for years. No chance he's coming to Blundell Park.
Twice, 3 times a Cottager.
I wondered why he was like that.
That's a different thing, Bruce.
I was wondering why the other day he was in Waitrose buying a cheese board. I should have thought Fulham will be at home soon then.
Oh, no, tell me about
There you go. See, yeah. Well, the big one down here is Aldershot are playing Woking in the FA Trophy semi-final. It is for this lot down here. They don't have much excitement. And then I'm going to go watch Farnham play on Tuesday night. They're going to play, if they win and bet a Kingstonians result, I think they win the Isthmian League. That is very middle class, that one, Bruce.
In all seriousness, is Tommy Widdrington better now? Is he back at the club?
I think he's back, but I don't know how he is. I don't think he's taken full control, but I think he's about.
Oh, that's good then.
I can find out.
He's a nice bloke, Tommy.
Yeah, I'll drop him a message and see how he's doing.
Hello, Tommy.
Oh, I'll tell you something. Something's gone wrong. We've got 18 viewers.
No, it keeps jumping down. I saw that a minute ago.
Oh dear.
It'll jump back in a minute to 100 and something.
Can we talk about Scunny?
No, but first, can we talk about Twixters?
We will do in a second, Sam. You don't control the agenda. Just calm. Take a breath. All good things come to those who wait. There we go. 97. There we are. Right. So let's talk about Kiosk Gate because Bruce loves it. So the club just let me see if I can put this correctly. The club put out a tweet, a pretty badly worded tweet about bringing food into the ground, which has always been a rule, and I think it's been a rule since like the early 2000s, where you can't bring in food from outside. It's been, pretty loosey-goosey in terms of how that is. But from what we heard, there were people starting to take the piss, like, full McDonald's meals coming into the ground and sort of stuff. And instead of the club just saying, look, let's just talk to the stewards. Let's police it a little bit more stringently and just say, look, lads, you can't come in with your roast dinner, finish that on the side of the step and then come in. But yes, you can bring in a Twix and a bottle of water for your kid and stuff. They decided to go full hog, 2-footed the day before a big game and say no food. Was it an overreaction? Is it a bit of a mountain out of a molehill, or is it the signature of something bigger? And can we keep this to 10 minutes?
It was straight out
No, go on, Sam. Bruce looks so good and happy about it.
it was straight out of the CCHQ masterclass of comms. It was in terms of, I mean, even my auntie, who doesn't normally particularly get annoyed about this sort of thing, much of those brush over her, she was outraged on Friday night about it all, even though she doesn't even take food into the ground anymore. The reaction, would my God, allowed to take polos into? It was badly communicated. It was overly zealous of the football club. There was no, I don't know what the process is, who that's gone through, how many people they've spoken to get to that position, but they probably need to do some sort of internal review as to like this was the timing of it, the tone of it, and the kind of almost the nature of it was injudicious, I thought. But the good news is it's one of those things. It doesn't really matter if you win. So when someone mentioned it in the WhatsApp chat today, was like, oh, that happened, didn't it? Ancient history. So yeah, it was a crap comms thing. Move on.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't think it needed a massive overreaction. It's a Friday night before a game. People are not doing much else. But
it also doesn't help. The England game was boring as fuck.
I think it was badly worded, badly presented, and then badly dealt with. And I'm completely sympathetic with the point. You shouldn't be bringing McDonald's fish and chips and all these sorts of things. And of course, you've got kiosks and what have you. The problem I have is it seems that at least the communicated message just fails to miss a bit of a maybe sensible middle ground. So when I went there last with Finley, he had to leave a drink of orange juice outside. Now, to me, that seems a bit ridiculous. I get you can't bring in a Mackey's. I get you can't bring in your fish and chips. But bringing in a small bottle of drink or a Twix something does seem a bit ridiculous. And I think that's where the problem was. Maybe if they just communicated a little more, as you said, Alex, don't be bringing in all the big meals and things, or even hadn't said anything, just said to the stewards, look, have a chat with the people that come in, the same people that come in every week, same people that probably do it every week, just have a little chat. And I didn't think it needed the massive furor. And you know, everybody was bored Friday night, and I think Alex was probably winding a few people up as well.
It's just fun. Bruce,
there's a middle ground. That's my point. There's a middle ground that's a lot more sensible.
Yeah, the option, the right thing to do was to just tell the stewards and not tell the fans, because it's a rule that's already in place. Bruce, it was really shocking to see how invested you were in it, because you were on holiday and you were enjoying some free time with your friends and family, and you were going to Amsterdam, and you took it out of your time, for your family time, to talk about it in the WhatsApp group. So it must have been something that was really bothering you. What were your thoughts on it?
Cheeky twat. I agree with everything that they've just said. I thought it was piss poor. You'd think when the new owners took over that they would have changed the password on the social media accounts, wouldn't you?
Do you think it was Liam Emerson just putting it up then?
I think yeah. I think the social media password has been shared and definitely needs changing on Monday morning if it hasn't already been, because that was very out of keeping with the sort of professional approach that we're trying to follow, and all that sort of stuff. But I do think though that people just love to be offended. If you've got a Twix or you've got a can of Coke,
just put it up your ass.
You just put it in your pocket. You put it in your pocket. You put your Twix in your pocket. You don't wave it in front of the man's face when you walk in. I don't think you've ever been able to take drinks in with you. I mean, I
used to be able to take like
Mike's lad's pint should not. I don't think they have to let him in with a pint. I think that's
fair. That's
fair enough. But I've seen people recently standing outside, finishing off chippies and stuff, and if nothing else, their people have got to clean up the litter, because you can guarantee that they're not taking the Mackey's wrappers and the chippy stuff home with them. So, no, that's fair enough. But like you said, I think what you said's right. The rules haven't changed. They're no different to what they ever have been. Just keep telling people on the turnstile. And you've said it. One of you said it'll be repeat offenders that are trying to, and you've told them once. If they're thick or stupid or they choose to ignore, that's not the club's fault, is it? You just stand outside and you finish your food or you put it in the bin. Simple, really. But people do love to be offended and upset these days, don't they? Bloody hell.
Yeah, I mean...
Go on, Mike. Go on. So John Lewis has rightly said kids should be able to go 2 hours without needing food if you can't afford to buy at the ground.
That, in essence, I agree with, as in terms of your meals.
If you're an
etc.
adult.
What was also missing on the first tweet was anything about anybody with any requirements, but they clarified that. Secondly, you're not talking about meals. You're talking about, kids, maybe it's got an hour to get down to the ground, 2 hours there, an hour to get home. Some sweets or a Twix or a drink to keep them entertained. Because, my God, taking kids to the football we play sometimes is very difficult. And you also have a problem with the availability of stuff. So when I've been before, there's not been drinks that are suitable left. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I have that with
just
Charlie.
find
a fizzy drinks. He don't want a fizzy drink.
No, just find a bit of a middle ground where, you don't have to go off the deep end and say everything but bottled water
Bruce is
banned. Do you know? And it just annoys me the night before a game that you've created all this nonsense. Just don't say anything and just tell the stewards to just have a word with people, for God's sake.
They're going to prison. And you're getting named and shamed.
But I will never agree you should be able to take McDonald's and things in. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the little things.
I'll tell you something, Andrew saying Mike's reacting like a Daily Mail reader. Andrew, just be glad that it isn't Jordan Wright bringing in a Twix.
We had this last week. Have I gone incredibly right wing?
Yeah, absolutely. You've gone so far away from Anthony Glennon on the left. You have to wave.
I'm a Mishy fan.
Of the pitch.
I'm a Mishy fan now.
Welcome.
It's you and Sam on the right.
I'm leaving.
Right. Anybody else got anything to talk about with that vital information? Good. Let's head down the M180. Just as we thought all things were right down in the Grand Theatre of Baked Bean Tins as they get 8,000 to watch their under-11s play in whatever league it is, Scunny have decided to throw us all a bone for entertainment. It looks like it's been signed off. So next Thursday, they are announcing they are allowing 100,000 people to basically choose the direction of the club, whether that be starting 11s, transfer budgets. I don't know if they pay £4 million for Pike when 6,000 of us decide to take full advantage of this and play like Football Manager and sell our players that are going to go to a rival. I thought the madness had been done and that they were going to be fine. I was very critical of how their fans behaved, but they don't look like they learn. Apparently still losing 40 grand a week in National League North. They have gone and sought investment. Mike, your thoughts? And then we'll go to Sam, who's very excited about it.
I was just going to say, do you want me to give you a little bit of a rundown of what apparently this company is? So apparently you can pay £5 a month to become a member of this organisation. And the organisation will allow its members to vote on decisions with the football club. Now, this club has, or this business has got 14 followers on Twitter, and is something similar to what happened at Ebbsfleet, which fell on its ass there. So I could imagine they may get a little bit of money to start with, but it sounds absolutely crackpot, an absolutely crackpot idea. And how it's only just come out after it's apparently been happened, which is what the local journalists seem to be saying, that it's all signed and done, is ridiculous. So you go from one extreme to the other with them. You really do. I don't see how it's going to work. I mean, a little bit of me, if it is true, has a lot of sympathy with them, as we had when they had the previous owner. If it was my football club, I would be absolutely fuming. But it looks completely crackpot.
But once again, though, I was looking today, it all seemed to be that there wasn't... Maybe it's... Obviously, this is not a facetious point. Maybe it's because Scunny's relatively small fan base that I don't notice it so much. But they didn't seem outraged. They didn't seem bothered. But there were some people who thought who were moaning about it. But it seemed like Kiosk Gate for us caused more of a stir than this for Scunny. And I know that's why Alex
Because they're tin pot, mate.
Alex was very critical of them regarding the sort of Hilton stuff last time. Maybe just kind of worn out by it. One scandal, one drama to another, and by the end you just kind of roll your eyes and just go, "This is what it is." I don't know, but yeah, it just sounds like suicide from a football club, and then they might well get promotion and just come straight back down the following season.
Bruce, what are your thoughts on it? If you've got any, I don't know if you've read it.
I have seen it, mate. Obviously, until it actually comes out, I'm not going to say too much because it does look everything that you've said, but it's speculation at the moment. But it just sounds absolutely mental, doesn't it? And I mean, and it seems that they're digging out Ian Sharp. Is it, as the fans that I've seen complaining are saying it's him that's whether I don't really know, and I don't pay too much attention to how much how the makeup of their board works or where the money, who's got the money, if anyone's got the money that they're putting into the club. But yeah, if it's true and it's right, I mean, Kieran Maguire's shared it tonight. He knows a thing or two about money in football, doesn't he? So he must believe that there's something in the story, like that Mike was saying. It just sounds absolutely mental, mate. And I do sympathise with their fans, but almost as it seems that they've got it right on the pitch, the club could be divided again. Yeah, absolutely mental.
It's a really worrying state from what we can see, and it looks so. We've got some pretty. So the Reach guy, one of their fans, who is one of the owners of Reach, who do like the Telegraph and every annoying pop up you see on their on the website, has said it's done. So have Iron Brew, who we were talking to. It's going to be announced on Thursday, apparently. This guy who's Iron Army does some of the Scunny videos. I watched the one when we beat them from him, but that's it. He's doing it. It's like getting us to promote it. My God, it would show what a claptrap it would be here if we did it. But that he's there promoting it. The trust haven't been told about it. They've just heard the rumours and have responded out today saying they haven't heard anything. Now, to be perfectly honest, the Scunthorpe United trust has been pretty appalling and was during Hilton's time and Swan's time. I don't know if that's changed since all that, but it did feel like they were in good hands. It was a local lady and a local consortium running it. I just don't understand, are they that desperate for cash that they're happy to hand over that sort of control to somebody else? Because even if there's no shares involved, is what they're saying. Their whole mantra is basically, you pick the starting 11, you pick the transfer, but that's in the video that they have up.
It's Football Manager. Now, do we get 16 votes? Have we worked this out yet with our 80 quid?
Yeah.
Okay. I think
Could you imagine that?
Serge Makofo.
Yeah, I think they should buy Serge Makofo. I think they should also buy Paul Linwood.
No, don't give him another fucking conservatory.
I just don't. Yeah, my heart goes out to them. I hope they can get rid of it. I hope there is a general groundswell of response to it. But as Sam's saying, it's one of these things where Scunny don't really. Either they don't have an online presence, which I think they do. They just don't. They just don't seem to act on it. It's like, fine. I mean, trying to stop us taking a Mars bar in, and there are people burning down the main stand. Someone trying to, pick the starting 11 at Scunny. It's like, that's unfortunate.
I think two things are true. If it's done, it's obviously done. If it's not done, it won't be. Well,
all we can hope for is that Scunny fans are fine. I do want a rival to enjoy beating and hammering on occasional FA Cup games. But for content for us, it would be a lot of fun if this happened. Andrew Niles, who's throwing the elbows out today. I'm going to say it. If their fans don't care, why should we? Because I think regions and football clubs do well together. So it isn't a surprise that Northwest clubs at the moment aren't in the Premier League, like Bolton were, like Blackburn were, etc. Because you have that embodiment of people around who then move between clubs, share ideas, and you've got better players around. So it's better for all of us if the region and local clubs are healthy, because it means that we can all pick off each other, share players, share talent, which is what we all do anyway. Yeah, Mike.
And as well, we had this when Hilton was involved. As much as I've got a rivalry with Scunthorpe, and I'm loving seeing them where they are. It's a working class town in the north of England, and they need their football clubs. And for something like this to potentially happen, which seems like it would, I can only see how that would risk their football club just on a human level. It is bad because for some people, at least, all they have is their football club, and you hate to see it being potentially taken for a ride the way it is. And as Alex said, you need a rival to have a rivalry. So as much as I'm loving where they are and what's going on, I do draw the line at sort of issues that may end the club sort of thing. That's where I draw the line.
I'd much rather us play Scunny twice every season than have to play the likes of, I don't know, Harrogate or Forest Green previously, or I don't know, that kind of thing, because they have been in the league a lot longer than all of them.
We've got the Links Cup.
Yeah. What more can I ask for? So yeah,
I hope they take him over before they play Cleethorpes Town. That'd be brilliant. We could fuck their starting 11 right up. Just me. Yes, Sam.
No, I finished.
Okay, brilliant. Sometimes it does remind me of South Park. Let me finish. Okay, I finished. So yeah, that's the Scunny issue in essence. If you haven't heard about it, keep an eye out for it, because it's a pretty big thing for a local team to have to go through. You might think it's a good idea because it'll be a bit of an investment, but it doesn't sit well with me. I would say the right people who support that club are rightly worried. So we'll see how it goes.
Because it could have been us. I wouldn't have put it away from Fenty doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alex Capicano.
Yeah.
You could imagine it. Alex Capicano taking us down to National League North, sold Blundell Park twice to some sort of Nigerian prince, and has now sold it on to these guys who are going to get us back to where we belong. And that would have been the alternate timeline.
That's because when Fenty was actually here pre-Alex May, I would have disagreed with you on that one, because I always labelled the misapprehension that Fenty would not have sold us down the Swanee to a convicted fraudster, but he tried to. So yeah, that's where the kind of the conflict on the Fenty debate in my head ended at that point.
He's had the line from CCHQ, hasn't he, all those years?
Yeah, never trust a Tory. Anyway, that is the Scunny problems in a nutshell. Has anyone got anything else to add to that, as my camera keeps flicking?
Oh, that's you. I just assumed that was me.
Could we have that music again?
Yeah. Well, I was going to play it out again because it's a good little thing. And then Bruce has got a game. Look how happy he is. He's got a game. I'm trying to find that thing.
He's been waiting for that since we started the third section.
Hang on, I've gone. It's going. We don't have a song for Bruce's game, unfortunately. But Bruce, I will hand over. Unless, do you want your calendar music? Do you miss it?
No, we've got work in progress for this one, but this week it's a demo.
He wasn't happy with that, Alex. He wasn't happy with it. Yeah, and gestures went off.
Oh, do you know what? It was like watching Bryn Morris see somebody else misplace a pass. Right, he's finished his milk. He's here to kick some ass and drink milk. He's all out of milk.
Oh, he's put his specs on.
I'm reading. Right. Has somebody got access to Alex, you're on a computer, aren't you?
Yes.
We're all on a computer.
But all of us are on a computer, mate. All of us.
Are you not on your phones tonight? Marvellous. Right, well, you can work your own scores out. I don't want no cheating. And you are not to box another player in. That is not in the rules. If I think you're boxing somebody in, then you'll be out of that round.
Who's got any boxes?
Do we understand?
No.
Right, this game is called Shit Ground No Fan. This game is called Shit Ground No Fans.
Scotty.
Okay.
And you have got to tell me the attendance of the game.
Oh my God!
Fucking hell.
Right. All of these games are played at Blundell Park. Well, yes, they are all played at Blundell Park.
3,933.
Right. Okay. It's nearest
Basically,
to
it's a general sort
That's
of rule,
number
boys.
one.
It's general sort of rule, boys. The sort of further down the pyramid, the bigger the attendance.
Right.
Thanks,
okay, thanks,
Sam.
Sam. Go on, Bruce.
Okay. Right. So we shall start with the first game. I don't want no fingers on keyboards. This game was played. This Grimsby against Notts County on the 28th of April 2018. For context, Town won 2-1 to stay up that season.
Oh,
Mike, Mike, we'll go Mike, Alex, Sam.
Fucking hell, Bruce.
Well, you're just thinking about whether you think it was a big game, whether there might have been a decent
I'm picking
crowd
a
there.
random number between 5 and
We needed to
7,000.
win to stay up.
6,500.
Right, thank you. Yeah,
And
okay.
12 and a half.
Alex,
6,900.
6-9. Sam?
Has Sam turned his camera off, or was that just me?
What's
He
he
has.
doing?
No, he has. Yeah, he's
No, I was
done
getting
it.
Oh,
a pen
was it?
and paper. I was getting a pen
Yeah.
and paper.
Why do you need a pen
I'm
and
gonna
paper,
go-
Sam?
Why do you need a pen and paper?
Just be a bit. Can we have a bit of quiet, please, while Sam thinks?
No, you fucking
I don't know.
can't.
6,000. I don't know. There will be a lot of Notts County fans. 7,250.
Sam, you've taken it. The official
Cool,
attendance was 7,133. Over is okay in my game. 1 point to Sam.
We
I
did
don't
say
think
that,
so.
did you?
Second game, second round. Sam to go first, Alex second, Mike third. Northampton at home in the FA Cup in 2013. Town were in the conference. Northampton, big mighty Northampton, were in League Two. Sam,
Mighty Northampton.
FA Cup second round. We were non-league and we'd made the FA Cup second round.
Don't look in the sky, Sam. Look at that bit of paper that you've written it down on.
I'm not writing that anything. I've realised we won 1-0. Sean Pearce. We won 2-0.
2-1. We won 2-0.
Let's get on with it.
I'm going to go 4,800.
4-8 for Sam. Yep. Alex?
4,000.
4,000. Mike?
4,801.
Okay.
That's boxing
Alex.
in. Sure, that's boxing in. Sure.
Alex has got a point. Alex has got a point there. The attendance was 3,828.
There we go. Brilliant.
Right, these are going back historically.
Let me see if I can find some music to make this more exciting.
It is exciting. Fucking bollocks this. Right. I'm going to have to talk louder now. 1st of May 2010. Barnet at home. The dream was alive for another week and we were going on to Burton. Mike, you go back first again. Town won 2-0, Hudson and Atkinson. The fans were on the pitch. It was carnage.
Who were we playing? Why am I going first again? Alex hasn't gone first yet.
Yeah, but Alex is always in the middle. It's easier. It's easier.
Oh, so Alex doesn't have to go first. I have to pick a random number.
I prefer to be the base. I prefer to be the base of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, so you have a rough idea. Well, Mike's gone for 3,000. If I go for 4,000, fucking hell.
This is fair.
Bullshit, Bruce. What? It was a question.
You were too busy fucking moaning before I even asked it. Right. Remember when we played Barnet in 2009-10 when we were
Rob
really
Atkinson
hit,
with the little
and we had
lob.
that really lively
Oh,
game. at the
yeah,
end of the
yeah,
season. We
right,
had to
okay.
win. Were you going? Did you go then?
Yes.
You must have been about 5 games since. It can't be that hard.
Yeah, 6,450. You cheeky little shit.
Oh,
Right, come on.
a bit aggy today, isn't it?
I'm
Everybody.
just giving you the fucking answer. What do you mean? Come on.
What did you say?
Oh, you're too busy being a sarky bastard, aren't you? 6,450.
Right.
Rick.
Alex.
7,000. It
Sam.
was big.
I'm going to go 6,780.
Alex, you were 33 out. 7,033.
I counted them all.
Alex, 2.
Was that a weird occasion then where all 4 of us were in the ground?
Yeah, I was there.
I was there.
Right. All right. To keep the room quiet and calm, Alex, 29th of January 1994.
This is
Oh
fair.
my God.
It doesn't
Oh,
matter if you were there. Sam, it's not important. Right. FA Cup 4th round. Grimsby Town versus Aston Villa.
Oh, I wasn't even at that one.
1994, before we'd gone all-seater.
It's the last game that was over 10,000, I think. 10,000.
Sam, we'll let Mike go last to keep him happy.
Oh, I'm not happy, Bruce. I can assure you.
11,500. I mean, that
11,500.
that really is a stab in the dark. That.
Mike.
10,500. And can we call?
Oh,
this
he's trying to lowball me.
Right,
He's
no,
popped
I'm
me in
allowing
there,
that. I'm allowing that one.
Okay.
Sam, you're the winner. 15,771.
Oh, where did everybody go, eh? No shift work back then, Bruce. That was the thing. No one had a shift.
Right.
No one had shift work.
2 to go. 2 to go, unless we need a shootout.
How many?
Which is looking unlikely. At the moment, the scores are Mike 0, Sam 2, Alex 2.
Oh.
Sam to go first. We're going back to the 3rd of May 1969.
Oh my God.
Fuck off, Bruce.
Grimsby Town versus Brentford. Grimsby Town was second bottom of the 4th division. That's League 2 to you young lads.
Yeah.
And we lost the game 2-0, and like I say, we finished second bottom of the bottom tier, but we were re-elected and we stayed up.
24,500.
Second from bottom of the 4th division, 24,500. The 5th biggest crowd in our history. Right, go on then, Alex, you go.
Mike, you got to help me out here. Go above Sam so I can just lowball it. So I'm going to go with 6,000, which I still think is too high.
Mike?
8,000.
8,000. The official attendance was 1,833.
Yes.
I think it's only right that I lose a point there.
There was loads of shift work that day.
Right.
Loads of shift work.
Last one. If Sam wins, then Sam and Alex have got a playoff. If anything else happens, then if Alex wins, it's done. Right. 29th of January 1949.
Bruce's first game.
Hull City in the FA Cup 4th round. It's Grimsby Blundell Park's first all-ticket crowd. I'm going to go with Alex to go first.
Oh my God. Right. Okay.
Bearing in mind, before you embarrass yourself, our highest attendance ever is 31,000.
32. Yeah. I'm going to go with 22.
22,000. All ticket.
No.
We'll let Mike go last again to give him a chance. Sam, you go.
17,500.
17,500.
You know, we might as well be naming like animals at London Zoo here. We've got as much idea.
This is Hull City in the FA Cup, Mike. First all-ticket match at Blundell Park.
Give me fucking strength. What did Alex say?
Alex said 22.
At 23.
Mike, you've got a point. 26,505.
Whoa.
Alex is tonight's competition winner.
Thank you.
Captain attendance. Next week I'll do 10.
Captain attendance isn't a bad shout for the title of the podcast, to be perfectly honest.
You see what happens when you give somebody a little bit of yeah.
But that's one you can play along at home. I bet there's loads of excited people who've been scribbling down numbers on paper.
So these are some of the comments we've had since you've been away, since the game's been going on. Where's Youngie when you need him? Bruce should host a game show after the watershed. No, we can't put that one up. This is harder to watch than Town in 2010.
It's the same person. Is that Mike? Is that Mike's Twitter alias?
Bring back the calendars. Bruce, this is even a Bruce, this is a low even for you.
Anyone it's the same person again? This is Mike.
Anyone?
196 is Mike.
Anyone got a tumbleweed gift? Jack Thornton, have we sacked off the calendar game after the shambles?
No, it's the middle of the month, Jack. It'll be back.
So I mean, it was popular, Bruce. I liked it because I won, but
I think it made the Tory party last year look popular.
There we go. And this year, Sam, and this year. So
Fair.
yeah, that was very lovely. Do you know what? I know I've been.
Sorry.
This is why I'm allowed the admin rights to the podcast.
Does your flatmate drive a train?
What train? I didn't know a train.
That was Mike, Bruce, playing with the sound effects.
Oh,
Is people that commute to work tomorrow go, "This fucking train's loud, isn't it?"
I thought I heard Sam apologise. I'm sure I heard Sam apologise.
But I would, you know what? At some point, I think we should do a proper podcast with people who want to talk about why is there a disconnect in town? Why is this not capturing people? Why are people not that interested? And it felt the same with the FA Cup. There wasn't that sort of. Am I expecting too much? But there wasn't. Is there a disconnect, Bruce? Did the Telegraph talk about the club much in the £2.25 paper?
Nobody talks about the Telegraph anymore.
Nobody's reading it at that price. I tell you that for free.
No, but what is there anything? I mean, you hang around with a lot of town fans, I guess, but you're still going. Do people talk about the club that much, or is it just a bit of a I mean, it's ever since I've been a kid, it's always been disconnected from the town. I just don't understand what it is.
I don't know, but I mean, we took the piss, didn't we? You know, or you took the piss out of me. The attendances have historically been weird. Yeah. You know, historically they're weird. You know, that Barnet game, 7,000. We're bottom of the league. You know, they come out because.
Was that pay what you want though?
We're in the dog shit. But I think in this town, and it's probably the same across the board, but I still don't think there is a genuine feeling among anybody much other than the fans that go that we might be onto something this year. But I don't know how you capture the imagination of the you know, like we look at town social media every day. How many of the people who are sort of half interested in the club? How do you get out to those? How do you get out to those people these days? Because everybody used to buy the paper. The sports would be all over the back couple of pages, and you didn't have to go looking for the sport. Now everything's so niche that it's got its own little area on social media. It's got its own little website. How do you pick up those people that don't naturally talk about town? Because you focus in. You know, I share old videos, don't I? Sports night, and it's got boxing on it. It's got darts on it. It's got football on it. And people would see different things. Now you just see what you go and look for, and maybe I don't know. Maybe that's a bit in depth, but I don't know, because how do you get them people interested? Maisie's football team. We put out last week that the town were doing that initiative. They're all people that like football, but they still don't want to go, and it's free. Yeah.
So what?
That's not town's fault. That's not town's fault. But
a bit deep for a Sunday night. This, but.
I still do think we could be a lot better with our efforts to entice people, and I don't mean the schemes and the things that they do. I think we just, you know, we've said before, haven't we? Why isn't there an email dropping in people's inboxes every week? You're coming to the game Saturday. You know, you're coming. Why aren't we? What's happened to the old? We've solved, you know, look at Scunny this week. That's a prime example. And I know it's a one-off community day. They charge
Bradford's the same though.
But we used to say, didn't we? 6,000 tickets sold, 6,500. This is where we could take advantage of the people that don't come by including them before the game in the amount of tickets sold. So every game, join the 6,800. Doesn't matter that there's going to be 5,800. Join the 6,800 who have already bought their tickets for Saturday.
I think
the crowd follows a crowd,
and this is the problem. So when we talk about it, and I've tweeted it out, Grimsby fans especially get quite upset about it that I'm attacking them. I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking the town, because there's always been a disconnect between the town and the club. Whether it be we're in the Championship and 4,000. Now, I understand football is now far more popular than it was in the 90s, and naturally attendances have grown, and you can see that across the board. But why is there a disconnect where we're getting. I know we lost 2 games on the bounce, but we're still in the hunt. Why is that not? Why have we still not got 6,007? Why are town fans more happy to come out when it's backs against the walls? Maybe it's how we've been brought up in the last 20 years, but why are we happy to come out backs against the wall, 7,000 against Barnet, filling the home end and the away end at Burton? Why is it, why is it like that? Is there nothing we can be doing as our podcast? But the only thing is, I think we're preaching to the converted. Everybody here goes, yeah, if I'm free, if I can make it, I'm going. But
you're not digging. You're not digging when you complain, and sometimes you do get lively. But when you complain, the people that are listening to this tonight and the people that see your tweets on social media, they're not the people you're complaining at.
Mm.
You're complaining at the ones that aren't seeing that. Because they're not interested. It's not. You're not having a go at and the ones that bite back are the ones that see that the other way and they think that you are having a go, but you're not having a go at them because they go.
From mine and Alex's perspective, is I know Alex isn't having a go at the people that can't make it or got circumstances, because me and Alex and Sam as well are in the same boat. I would love to go to Blundell Park every single week, but I live in South London, so I can't. So we're not having a pop at the people that can't afford it every week or have got things on, because I can't afford to come up to Grimsby every single week. I've got family commitments and work commitments. I mean, I can't do a Tuesday night. So we're part of that. What I think the point is why is this big area of North East Lincolnshire not got a bigger pool of fans that it's attracting in, other than all the hardcore 7,000-8,000, whatever you want to call it? I also think maybe, is there a bigger proportion of us that live away now? And this might be because I live away and we've got the London group and things, but I know loads and loads of people that live away that have moved in the last couple of years. Is this a thing? Is it the ease of being able to just, stick it on a dodgy stick or go to France and watch it? Is that every midweek game is available free in the UK? Is that a thing?
I think that's got a lot to
There's probably a lot of different things that are adding up. I don't think this is a silver bullet. For example, I don't think our comms has been particularly great. I don't think it's been terrible, but I don't think it's been particularly great for a while. So I think there's all these little things that add together which create this thing. But it's definitely not the people that can't make it through circumstance, because 3 of us here can't make it because of circumstance. So the last thing we'll be doing is having a pop at you.
I've seen quite a few people share pictures, quite happy to share pictures on social media this weekend of them watching the game on telly at home. So are we getting to the point now where, unless you're flying, we're flying and we're first, second in the league or something, we've just like Alex said, we've just lost a couple. Oh, we might be shit again. It's going to cost me, 45 quid for me and the lad to go, and by the time I bought him some food or whatever, or I can stay at home and watch it on the dodgy, and even if there's shit, I can just turn it off when it finishes.
There's also a really good point somebody else made, is the travel in from places like Doncaster, Sheffield has been particularly difficult with trains and things. I mean, I'm not local, so I don't know it, but a couple of people have said that, you can't get back at night. And then you've got the buses, the buses at a night game. You can't get back to the side of Grimsby because, the last bus leaves at a certain time. So there's all sorts of things.
That's something proactively the club should be fixing. They should know about that stuff. They should have that done, that we've been, I think we're quite supportive of the club, but there are massive black holes in what they do. And those sort of things where you go in, well, we should know that you can't get back to the Wybers because there's no bus. Why are the club not arranging with Stagecoach to get buses out there? Why is that not part of the whole thing? Unless the council is so anti-town, because they spend most of their time trying to bash the club down because, the safety advisor group find another thing that need fixing. But why? Where do I just don't know where you go? And it might take brighter people than us to find the solution.
Can you not run a private bus there? Oh, there's 52 seater, £5, £2 or £3 or whatever. Is that not worth?
It's quite expensive. But buses are. We get a bus to Market Raisin, Sam, for the races, and all right, admittedly, it goes in the morning and it comes back at night, and it's £800 now.
You got to fill that to make it worthwhile, haven't you?
Yeah, Mark Worrell's saying why isn't there a coach started from London in the home car? There's only 45 people in the group, Mark. It takes 52 to fill the coach.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. It's we travel you know, most of us didn't know each other before we started the group, and now we go in
No.
groups and meet up and stuff. But we've looked at doing home games. It's just we've not really got to that stage yet. But what I would say about, you know, buses in Grimsby, you know, the local council or whoever organises them, they're facilities for the people that live there. So why the hell have we not got buses at that time of night? It just amazes me, because these people that are going to the game are the people of Grimsby. Put a fucking bus on. You know, and that's not the club. That's the council or whoever is in charge of that in Grimsby.
We've maybe considering we were sort of after the game, and we've maybe sort of a conversation to have on another, you know, a proper conversation to have another time.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we should get someone from the Mariners Trust on, someone from the local council.
Nobody has listened past that game, so nobody is listening to this.
Yeah, that's probably my fault.
No, nah, you're fine.
I
think it's a genuine, interesting conversation, because if there's something we can do, I don't think the atmosphere at Blundell Park is great, but I don't think the club have done much to make the atmosphere great. Whether it be, you know, tossing people out for having Haribos in their pocket, you know. But I don't know who's messing around. I could just hear from him.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's just said there may be more, but we don't know about them. What I'm saying is they're the only 40 we know. And this has been a couple of years of getting people together. We've started with 20 odd, so we've got to 45, 40, nearly 50 now. So, you know, if there's people listening to this that are in London and are interested in organising trips up to Blundell Park, then just get in touch with us and we'll do that. If there's the numbers to make it feasible, we will do it.
But even that, you know.
What you'll find as well is that if you do something like that, and you do, and I mean, it's, you know, that's just a coach of 50 people, but if you do something like that and it gets out on social media these days, you'll get people that want you to pick them up at, you know, Watford Gap services and at somewhere
at their house in Sutton, that sort of stuff. Yeah,
Nottingham's definitely in London. Can you pick me up on the way, lads?
But do you know what I mean? That'll probably take off after if you did the first thing. That would be really good though if you could do something like that.
Do you know what? I'll ask. It might not be a coach. I'll ask if we can get a minibus or something.
Good idea, mate. Good idea.
I think we have been as proactive for a while. I'm having a conversation with Mark here. Sorry.
I know. My push was, I think we're more proactive than most. So what are the people in Grimsby doing to attract people to Blundell Park? What are the trusts doing? What are the club doing? What are the local council doing? Because there isn't much else to do on a Saturday in Grimsby now the Virgin Megastore's shut. Or Andy's Records.
Matt, if you've got some ideas, mate, just drop me a message on Facebook or Twitter or something, mate.
It'd just be interesting to see what people do. I'd like to get to a point where we can get, I don't know what was the club that did it, but, you know, you hang your flags up, be more permanent facilities, make Blundell Park more personalised, because it is our home, but there isn't much up to show it is. So, you know, get stuff up like that, make it a bit more, if you want to. There we go. If you want to pop down to Chichester and pick me up, there we go. We're already going back the wrong way. But
I would say we have been a bit liberal with London on this.
Chichester is slightly, you know, outside of it.
No, I mean, even in the group, we're a bit liberal with it, aren't we?
Yeah, says the man in, you know, Ash. So there we go. So interesting. If anybody wants to have a chat about it, if you want us to have those sort of more serious chats, then let us know. We'll try organising them. Anything else they want to add before we go?
See you at Colchester.
See you all at Colchester. Get down there if you can. Get the Friday off. Pull a sickie. It'll be well worth it. Bruce is there. He's starting his weekend there. Yes, I'll. You know, if you meet me here, I will take you. I'm not driving to Sutton.
I'm 3 miles off the M25, mate. You've got to go around the M25.
Yeah, the other way.
You can only get picked up, Mike, can't you? There's normally people offer to pick you up on the way.
Yeah, I could, but I've seen somebody will probably offer now listening to this from the group. So if you've got a free lift on Friday, anybody, because Alex is too much of an arsehole to even offer to pick his friend up on the way, let me know.
Sutton is 50 minutes away from my house and is not 3 miles.
You're going past it, for fuck's sake.
I'm going that way. You'll go north, don't you? You go north. You don't go via the toll. I'm not doing Dartford.
You're not doing Dartford? What is wrong with you, man?
No, we go the other way. It's quicker.
Absolute scandal. Absolute scandal. I remember this. Remember this next time you ring me in Waitrose asking opinion on Jesus.
Yeah, there we go. We'll do. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Anybody got anything else before we leave? we've overstayed our welcome. Thank you all so much. We'll speak to you soon. See you later.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got penalty here. There'll be fish flying about there. There's no tomorrow.